Hi everybody, this is Dr. Nigro with the Chem Calculations video. This one is focused on pH and pOH calculations. All right, so pH is a scale which gives us an idea of the acidity or basicity of a solution. All right, the scale itself has a range from 0 to 14. It's a numerical value, and its value tells us whether a particular solution is acidic, basic, or potentially neutral. All right, so the pH can be greater than 7, and when that happens, we call that solution basic. It's terrible. Sorry about that. There we go. If the pH is equal to 7, we would call that particular solution neutral, and low pH values, ones that are less than 7, this is our acidic solution. So by calculating the pH, we can determine whether a particular solution is acidic, basic, or neutral. All right, now the pOH scale, also a scale, all right, and it also runs from 0 to 14, but everything is the opposite in the pOH scale. If you have a pOH value greater than 7, that solution is acidic. If you have a pOH value equal to 7, you're neutral. And if you have a pOH value less than 7, you are considered basic. Rather than have two scales running at the same time, we generally refer to the pH scale when it comes to determination of whether a solution is acidic, neutral, or basic. All right, now, how do we calculate pH? Well, pH is the log of the concentration of hydronium or the proton. So the concentration of H3O plus will give us the pH value if we say the negative log of that hydronium amount. Oh, whoops, sorry. All right, so most calculators, you do the negative button and the log button, and then you type in that value. If your concentration of hydronium is in scientific notation, please remember to put that scientific notation value in parentheses as you are doing the mathematical calculation. It just makes it a little bit cleaner. All right. Now, in some instances, we may have the pH and are asked to find the concentration of H3O minus. And so then we're going to do an inverse log. All right. So what we end up with is 10 to the negative pH. We raise 10 to the power of negative pH. All right. So we can go back and forth between pH and H3O plus. All right. We can also move between pH and pOH. So we can go back and forth between these two. All right, and the equality between these is pretty simple. Both scales are from 0 to 14, so the two together add up to 14. So 14 is going to be equal to the pH plus the pOH. So if you know the pH, subtract it from 14, and you know the pOH, and then vice versa. Okay, if we know the pOH, then we can use that to calculate the concentration of hydroxide. Maybe we want to know that instead. And similar to our above calculation, we're going to raise 10 to the negative pOH this time. Or if we know the hydroxide concentration, we can use it to calculate the pOH by taking the negative log of that concentration. All right. And then finally, we learned that we can move back and forth between hydronium and hydroxide through the Kw expression, where Kw is equal to the concentration of hydroxide times the concentration of hydronium. All right, just keep in mind that Kw is a constant, and at room temperature, it tends to be 1 times 10 to the negative 14. All right, if you have a different temperature, because it is an equilibrium constant, it will vary. But for our purposes, we're going to keep everything at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. All right, so you can work your way around this box and solve for any of these four values. Please note there's no direct path between OH minus and pH or H3O plus and pOH. You have to go through one of the corners to go from diagonal to diagonal. All right, so let's work a couple simple problems. All right, we're going to be calculating the pH of each of these solutions based on the given information. All right, so I've been given hydroxide. So I have a couple choices here. All right, my goal is to get to pH up here. All right, so I can either go to pOH and then to pH, or H3O plus and then to pH. This time I think I'm going to calculate the pOH first. So it'll be the negative log of that concentration, 0.175 molar. All right, and when I plug that into my calculator, I find this solution has a pOH of 0.757. All right, but we're not finished. The problem wanted to know the pH. All right, so I know that the pH plus the pOH always equals 14. So in this case, the pH is 14 minus 0.757, which is equal to around 13.2. All right, so this is a basic pH value. And if I look at my solution, I do have a base present. I have hydroxide present. So that is a reasonable answer. All right, now I'm going to slide over and look at the concentration of H3O plus. So it's 0.0225 molar. All right, this is a little more straightforward. I know that the pH is equal to the negative log of that hydronium concentration. So I just need to plug that value in. So the negative log of 0.0225 molar. And I put that into my calculator and I get a pH value of 1.65. All right, and 1.65 indicates an acidic solution. And if I look, I've got hydronium in concentration. So this is a reasonable answer. All right, I'm going to slide down here. I've been given the pOH of 4.56. All right, and again, the two together, pH plus pOH, have to equal 14. So the pH is going to be equal to 14 minus that pOH, which is 4.56. So the pH of this solution is 9.44. All right. All right, and I can check. This is a basic value, and I had a low pH value, a low pOH value, which is what you would expect for a base. All right, so that is a reasonable answer. All right, for my last one, I've got the OH minus concentration again. All right, but this time, instead of converting that to pOH and then pH, I'm going to do it the other way. All right, I know that Kw is equal to the concentration of H3O plus times the concentration of OH minus. All right, and I know that Kw is 1 times 10 to the negative 14. So that's going to be equal to H3O plus times 2.35 times 10 to the negative 5th molar. All right, so I'm going to divide that 2.35 over. And what I find is that the concentration of H3O plus is equal to 4.26 times 10 to the negative 10th molar. Now that's a pretty small number. And if I look, my concentration of OH minus is greater than my concentration of H3O plus. All right, but I'm not finished. This is not what the problem asks for. It wants the pH. So I'm going to take the negative log of 4.26 times 10 to the negative 10th, and I get a pH value of 9.4. All right, well, that is basic according to the scale. And if I look at my comparison, I have more hydroxide present than hydronium, which means that the solution should, in fact, be basic. So that is a good answer. All right, so those are just some examples of how to move around the box. All right, now let's look at an actual solution. All right, so what is the pH of a 0.25 molar HClO3 solution? All right, so I have I have chloric acid. All right, and it's going to ionize in the presence of water, and it's going to produce hydronium and that chlorate anion. All right, this is one of our strong acids, which means 100% ionization. All right, so what does that mean in terms of my amounts? All right, well, I set up a quick little ice chart. It's equilibrium is not really the right word here because technically it fully ionizes, so it doesn't have reverse reaction going on, but I like it just for the general organizational component. All right, so initially I had 0.25 molar of my acid. My liquid is in excess, water, all right, and I don't have any of my products yet. All right, then ionization happens. Because it's 100%, all 0.25 molar gets ionized, all right, leaving me with none at the end of the reaction. And I have a 1-to-1 molar ratio between the acid and hydronium. So that means I get 0.25 molar hydronium form and 0.25 molar chlorate form. So at equilibrium, I have 0.25 molar hydronium in my flask, and I have 0.25 molar chlorate in my flask. All right, so now I look at this equilibrium, the end of the reaction row, and I ask myself, which of these substances can influence pH? All right, well, the chlorate ion has no effect on pH. I can't calculate H3O plus or pOH or any of that. The hydronium, however, this piece, all right, so this is the number that I am interested in, all right? The hydronium concentration after the reaction finishes is 0.25 molar, and with that number, I can calculate the pH. So the pH is the negative log of that hydronium. So I get the negative log of 0.25 molar. All right, I put that in my calculator, and I get a pH value of 0.60. All right, that's pretty low, which makes it acidic. All right, and if I look at my solution, that's reasonable because I had an acid that was ionizing. So I should get an acidic pH. All right, let's try one more. This time, what is the pH of 0.25 molar calcium hydroxide? All right, so this is a base. So this is a strong base. It's a group 2 metal with hydroxide. And what that means is 100% dissociation. All right, remember, acids ionize and bases dissociate. All right, so for my dissociation reaction, I'm going to start with my calcium hydroxide, and I'm going to let it split into its 2 ions. So in this case, calcium and hydroxide, and then when I balance, I'm going to have 2 hydroxides. All right, so I again set up my ICE over here. I start with 0.25 molar of my base, none of my 2 ions. I allow the reaction to go. Because it fully dissociates, all of that 0.25 is gone, leaving me nothing of the original base. All right, the ratio from calcium hydroxide to calcium is 1:1. So I'm going to have 0.25 molar calcium, which will give me 0.25 molar in my flask at the end. Now, for my hydroxide, for every 1 molecule of that calcium hydroxide, I actually have 2 hydroxide ions that are formed in solution. So I'm going to add 2 times 0.25 molar. All right, so when I look at my flask at the end of the reaction, I actually have 0.5 molar of the hydroxide. All right, now, similar to what I did in the problem above, I'm going to look and see what's in my flask at the end of the reaction and ask myself which of these influences the pH. Well, the calcium ions don't have any effect. All right, so I'm going to look instead at the hydroxide ion. All right, in particular, this 0.5 molar. All right, if I have 0.5 molar hydroxide, then I could calculate pOH, which is the negative log of that hydroxide concentration. So in this case, negative log of 0.5. And I'm going to have a pOH value of 0.30. All right, but the problem asks for pH, and I know that the pH is equal to 14 minus the pOH. So in this case, 14 minus 0.3. So I have a pH value of 13.7. All right, well, this is clearly a basic solution. And if I look, what I have in solution after the reaction is hydroxide, which is a base. So that makes sense. All right. So when you're thinking about a solution and it's a strong acid or strong base, just remember it fully ionizes. And whatever you had initially ends up on the product side completely. We don't have any X's when we deal with the ice charts here. All right. So you use that to determine either the amount of hydronium or the amount of hydroxide. And from there, calculate your pH, pOH, whatever you need to do. Okay? All right. Hope that helps.